NTV قناة الإدراك.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to deal with stress patterns. What is word stress? Words are composed of syllables, and in English, generally, one of these syllables is pronounced forcefully. What does it mean forcefully? It means louder, stronger, and longer than the other syllables. So this syllable is known as phonetic stress. Each English word has its own unique phonetic stress patterns. Here are some of the rules and some of the exceptions that can help you to understand where to put the stress in the word. So we start with two-syllable stress, because if you have just one syllable, it's natural to put the stress on it. So we start with nouns and adjectives with two syllables. So we have, for example, the word famous. So stress falls on the first syllable. Example: famous, China, clever, rainy, and simple. So we have two syllables in the word famous. Famous. The first syllable is fay and the second syllable is mus. So we stress the first syllable, we say famous. Then we have China. So we stress the first syllable, chai. Then we have clever. So we stress we say clever. So we accentuate on the first syllable. It means we put an accent on the syllable that we pronounce. Rainy, two syllables, we stress rainy. Then samples, so we stress samples. So this is two syllables, words with nouns or adjectives. With verbs, we reverse. With verbs, the stress falls on the second syllable, not on the first one. Examples: relax. So if we put like this, it means stress. When you open the dictionary, you will have this symbol. It means stress. So relax, direct, decide. But we have here exceptions. Not all the verbs with two syllables we stress the second syllable. Sometimes we stress the first syllable if the verb ends with ish, o, n, the stress falls on the first syllable. Let's see an example. Flourish, follow, cover, happen. So we stress the first one. So to resume this first type, if we have two syllables word, as a noun or adjective, what do we stress? We stress the first syllable. Then if we have a verb, we stress the second syllable. Exceptions for verbs which end with ish, o, or n, we stress the first syllables. Now we move to the second type, more than two syllables words. It means three syllables or more than three syllables, two or more. So words with more than two syllables, with all the nouns, verbs, or adjectives, we stress on the third syllable from the end. So we start from the end and we count. So let's see an example. Remember. So this is the first 1, 2, 3. But we are going to count from the end. It means 1, 2, and 3. So we stress on the third syllable from the end. So remember. So we stress here. So then we have beauty and full. So this is number 1, syllable number 2, and syllable number 3. So we stress on the third. We have development, development. So we say development. 1, 2, 3. So we put the stress here. Stress falls on the third syllable from the end. Remember, from the end. So we come from the end and we count on the third syllable, we put the stress. Now, we move to another type. Penultimate syllable. Penultimate, it means the second from the end. Penultimate in English, it means the second from the end. We have words ending by ik, jen, or shin, and shin, and shin. Also, and we must add something here. Yol. So stress falls on penultimate syllable. What does it mean, penultimate syllable? It means the second syllable from the end. So we come from the end and we count 2 syllables, or the second syllable from the end, or the syllable before the suffix directly. Example. Economic. So we have 1 syllable, the second syllable. So what do we say? We say economic, economic. Then we have education. So this is the first one. This is the penultimate syllable, so we stress the penultimate. Then we have television. So jen, the first syllable, and v, the second syllable, so we stress here the second one. Then magician, magician. So first syllable, the penultimate syllable, so we stress the penultimate syllable. We move now to another part, which is anti-penultimate syllable. We have seen that penultimate syllable, it means the second from the end. So anti, it means before. If we have it, this is the second. So before it, it means the third. So anti-penultimate syllable, it means the third from the end. So words ending by G or C or Phi, Li or Y, T, all, we stress on the anti-penultimate or the third from the end syllable. Let's take an example. Geology, number 1, number 2, number 3. So we put the stress here. We stress on geology, geology. So dependency, the first syllable, the second syllable, the third syllable, we stress on pen, dependency. Then philosophy, 1, 2, 3. Philosophy, we say philosophy, we stress on the L, philosophy. Then hopefully, 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 1, 2, 3, and we stress on the first syllable. Here it's not clear, but we stress on the H. We do not stress on the P only, we stress on this. Hopefully, hopefully, because we have just 3 syllables here. Then we have the word equality. 1, 2, 3. Equality. So we stress here. Equality, equality. Then we have critical. So we have first syllable from the end, second syllable from the end, and third syllable from the end. We say critical, critical. Okay, let's move now to compound words, nouns, or verbs or adjectives. Words with 2 parts, it means we have 2 verbs, or 1 verb and 1 noun, or whatever. So compound nouns, stress falls on the first part. So if we have black bird, so we stress on the first noun, black bird, blackberry. Green house, greenhouse. We stress on the first one. Newspaper. Newspaper. Always when we have a compound noun, we stress on the first part of the word. Now, if we have compound verbs or adjectives, so the stress falls on the second part. Let's take an example. Understand. So under and stand. So we put the stress on the second part of the verb. We say understand. Understand. Then we have the adjective old-fashioned. Old-fashioned. We stress on the second part. We say old-fashioned. Old-fashioned. Sometimes we have the same noun and the same verb. For example, present, the present, or to present. So if we have it a noun, and sometimes we have it a verb. So if we have it as a noun, we stress on we say the present. This is a noun. Then if we have it as a verb, we stress on the second one, present. Present, to present, and the present simple. Okay, we have finished the types of stress syllables. In the next lesson, we are going to practice them.
NTV قناة الإدراك.
Good morning, students. Today we are going to practice the previous lesson about stress patterns. So here we have the exercise. Make stress on the following words. So we have examination, a word which ends with -tion. So what do we use? We use penultimate stress because it finishes with -tion. So we say examination. So where do we put the stress here? So improvement. So more than 2 syllables. We have the verb provide. Ecology, which ends with G, so anti-penultimate stress. Then contaminate, a word with more than 2 syllables. Then serve, 1 word syllable. Then the verb to begin, 2 syllables. Fidelity, so it ends with T, it means penultimate stress. Then generous, so we have 2 syllables. Then we have nationality, it ends with T, it means anti-penultimate stress. Then we have reduce, 2 syllables. We have broadcasting, compound noun. We have undertake, compound verb. Then we have dentist, 2 syllables word. Then we have compulsory, so we have the Y at the end, so it means anti-penultimate stress. Then we have or we can pronounce it financial or financial, both are correct. Financial, and it ends with ill, so it is also anti-penultimate stress. Then we have teenager, so compound word, teenager. Then we have terminology, G, and it ends with G, so it's also an anti-penultimate stress. Then we have either a verb or a noun. We say to export, then the export. Also the verb to present, or the noun the present. So we have it verb or noun. It means here we have two types of stress, and here two types of stress. It depends whether the word is a noun or a verb. Let's move now to correction. Okay, let's see the correction now. So mark stress on the following words. As we have seen, examination, so penultimate stress, so this is the suffix -tion, so we stress on the penultimate syllable. Then improvement, improvement, so we have more than two syllables words, so we stress on the third from the end. 1, 2, 3. The third syllable, improvement, improvement. Then we have the verb to provide, provide, two syllables, so we stress on the second syllable, 1 and 2. This is the first syllable, this is the second syllable, we stress on the second. Then we have a word which finishes with G, so this is anti-penultimate stress, so we stress on the third from the end, ecology. One syllable, two syllables, three syllables, so we stress on ecology, ecology. Then the verb to contaminate, so here we have more than two syllables, so we stress on the third syllable from the end, so we say contaminate. One syllable, two syllable, three syllable, the third syllable from the end, we stress on it. Then we have a verb, two syllables. As we have seen, we stress on the second syllable if we have a verb with two syllables. Begin, begin. Then we have the word fidelity. We have the T here, it means anti-penultimate stress. We count 1, 2, 3. We stress here, fidelity, fidelity. Then we have generous, generous. We have two syllables, adjective, two syllables, so we stress on the first syllable, say generous, generous. Then we have nationality, nationality. Then we have the T, it means anti-penultimate stress, so how many syllables do we count? We count three syllables from the end, one syllable, two syllable, the third syllable. So we say nationality, nationality. Then we have the verb to reduce, reduce. We have two syllables, so we stress on the second one, reduce, like begin, reduce. Two syllables, we stress on the second one. Then we have broadcasting. It's a compound noun, broad and casting. So as we have seen with compound nouns, we stress always on the first one, broadcasting. Then we have the verb undertake, undertake, take. A compound verb, we stress on the second part. A compound noun, we stress on the first. A compound verb or a compound adjective, we stress on the second syllable or the second part of the word. Then we have dentist. So we have two syllables. We stress, if we have an adjective, we stress on the first part. Then we have the adjective compulsory. Then we have more than two syllables and it ends with y, re. So we count from the end because it's an anti-penultimate stress. So we say 1, 2, 3 here. So what do we say? Compulsory, compulsory. Then financial or financial, also it ends with yol. So it's also an anti-penultimate stress. So we count three syllables, 1, 2, 3. Financial. 1, 2, 3. We stress it here. financial, financial. Then we have teenager, a compound noun, teenager. We stress on the first word. Then we have terminology. Terminology, it ends with G. It means also it's an anti-penultimate stress. Terminology. One syllable, two syllable. The third one, we stress on it, anti-penultimate stress. Then we have export or export. So if it is a noun, we say the export, the export. So we stress on the first one because we have two syllables here, ex and port. If it is a noun, we stress on the first. The same if we have a verb, but we do not pronounce it in the same way. So we say to export, to export. If it is a verb, we stress on the second syllable. The same thing for the word present and present. Present, verb. Present, noun. So if we have it like this, it means this is a noun. Then if we have it like this, it means this is a verb. So we say to present, but we say the present simple, the present continuous. Okay, we have finished this lesson of phonetics. Hope that you have well understood. See you in the next lesson.
NTV قناة الإدراك.